Bethesda Game Studios is one of the most beloved video game companies in the market, creating games that appeal to almost every different group of gamers. Starting with their first released game called Morrowind in 2002, most people would say that Bethesda releases a new banger of a game every time, and they're constantly one-upping themselves with each new release. However, opinions on this started to change somewhat after the release of Fallout 4 in 2015 due to widespread criticism with the new gameplay style and the limiting and lackluster feel to it, unlike its highly successful predecessor Fallout 3. In October of 2018 though, Bethesda then released Fallout 76, a highly anticipated game that unfortunately received its fair share of negative reviews and would go on to change Bethesda Game Studios forever. This video is going to unravel the reasons behind Fallout 76's downfall and its impact on the gaming community and how it became the most hated game created by Bethesda. So what exactly went wrong with 76? Well, the hype leading up to the launch of Fallout 76 was substantial, and as the next installment into the popular Fallout franchise, anticipation was high among both long-term fans and newcomers to the series. Bethesda had a strong track record with critically acclaimed titles like the Elder Scrolls series and the previous Fallout games, so hype for the release of 76 was massive. Their reputation for immersive open-world experiences and compelling storytelling generated confidence and excitement among fans who eagerly awaited the next installment in the Fallout universe, but they were ultimately let down. One of the primary factors contributing to Fallout 76's downfall was the numerous gameplay and technical issues that plagued the game upon release. Players encountered frequent crashes, performance problems, and an assortment of bugs that hindered their experience while playing. This made Fallout 76 feel super unfinished and unpolished, and caused frustration among players who expected smooth and immersive gameplay. Beyond the technical problems, Fallout 76's gameplay mechanics also faced criticism. The game's shift to an online-only multiplayer experience, while exciting for many, left fans who were accustomed to the immersive single-player stories of previous Fallout games feeling disappointed. I had a hard time understanding this because it was obviously going to be a different feel when playing because it's a multiplayer game. I wasn't disappointed because I knew from the start it wouldn't play like a single-player Fallout game. Another factor for 76's hard downfall was the absence of NPCs in the game and was a significant departure from the series tradition. The world of Fallout 76 felt empty and lacked the engaging interactions with memorable characters that players had come to love. Bethesda did lose brownie points from me when they decided to leave out the NPCs because, yes, it is a new game, but it felt like it was straying too far from the Fallout name with this dumb decision. Another aspect that contributed to Fallout 76's negative reception was the lack of engaging quests. Fallout games are renowned for their captivating stories and quests that offer players meaningful choices and consequences, making you extremely immersed in the game. However though, in Fallout 76, many quests felt repetitive and lacked the depth and creativity that players had come to expect. The absence of impactful dialogue choices further diminished any sense of agency and engagement, turning quests into mere tasks rather than immersive adventures. Fallout 76's unappealing reputation was also compounded by the lack of effective community communication and transparency from Bethesda. Throughout the game's troubled launch, players felt that their concerns and feedback were not adequately addressed. This breakdown in communication eroded the trust between the developers and the community, further tarnishing the game's reputation. This would ultimately turn a lot of the player base against the game, leaving a sour taste in their mouth and putting Fallout 76 on the shelf to collect dust forever. It's important to note that Bethesda did make efforts to improve Fallout 76 over time, though it took quite a while. Bethesda did demonstrate a commitment to improving Fallout 76 by releasing a series of post-launch updates and patches that would reflect upon the community's concerns. These updates addressed numerous technical issues including crashes, performance problems, and bugs that hindered the gameplay experience. But come on, it's a Bethesda game, a multiplayer Bethesda game at that. We knew there were going to be bugs. It's not a Bethesda game without it. By actively listening to player feedback and addressing these issues, Bethesda showcased their dedication to delivering a better experience for their community. A major turning point for Fallout 76 was the introduction of the Wastelanders update. This update added NPCs back into the game, enriching the world with engaging interactions and dynamic quests, giving 76 that original Fallout feel that players had learned to love over the years. The inclusion of NPCs not only enhanced the immersive storytelling experience, but also provided players with more meaningful choices and consequences consequences, bringing back the depth and creativity that had been lacking in the initial release. The Wastelander update was vital for 76's survival, helping it to not lead into a long list of worst video games ever created. Bethesda then released an encouraging update called The Pit, where players could revisit the Steel City and have waves of nostalgia crash over while fighting in the memory of Fallout 3's DLC, The Pit. I truly enjoyed the callback to this DLC, but also Bethesda really missed the mark on this one. Many players who had left Fallout 76 early on would come back in excitement for the Pit update only to be ultimately let down again and uninstall 76 forever. Bethesda's intention for the Pit was completely negated by the fact that many players felt as if it was just a glorified daily ops. It was much shorter of a questline than was expected and just rather disappointing to say the least. Bethesda did just announce at the Microsoft Showcase that a new update will release soon, allowing players to travel to a brand new location, Atlantic City. I'm hoping for the game's sake and Bethesda's sake that they don't miss the mark on this update. Bethesda continues to expand Fallout 76 with new content and features that further enhance the gameplay experience. They introduced new questlines, events, and locations for players to explore, adding variety and depth to the game world. Additionally, features like player vending, legendary perks, and the introduction of seasons provided a sense of progression and rewards for dedicated players, making the game more enjoyable and rewarding in the long term. Fallout 76's unappealing nature and negative reviews still had a significant impact on the gaming community. The game's troubled launch served as a cautionary tale for other developers, emphasizing the importance of releasing a polished and well-tested product. I feel as if Fallout 76 was the final note in that 5-year gap that it was a trend for developers to release unfinished games to the public, although this doesn't mean unfinished games aren't still being released today. Fallout 76's negative reception also had repercussions for Bethesda as a company. The once highly regarded studio faced criticism for what was perceived as a lack of quality control and a departure from their track record of delivering exceptional gaming experiences. 76 also sparked debates about the role of online multiplayer and the importance of preserving the core elements that define a beloved video game series. It served as a wake-up call for Bethesda to reassess their development processes and prioritize community engagement moving forward. Fallout 76's journey from highly anticipated game to unappealing release was detrimental to the community's morale. While Bethesda made efforts to address some of the community's concerns, the negative reviews and reputation damage had a lasting impact on the game's legacy. Today, Fallout 76's reputation is much better than before, but still lacks what it could have been. Gamers who played it from the start and then stopped aren't willing to load 76 back up and play again even after the major improvements. Fallout 76 is one of my favorite games, and I've stuck with them since the beginning, and I'm actively trying to convince others that yes, it is a good game now and you should try it again. Frankly, I think that Fallout 76 deserves a second chance, maybe even a third. Fallout 76 doesn't deserve the title of worst game ever created by Bethesda. If you've made it this far in the video and enjoyed it, consider subscribing and watching my other videos about Bethesda and the Fallout series. Thank you for watching.